Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Tonight I'm going to do a reading on Brittney Griner. She is the WNBA star who played a summer league, I believe, in Russia, had some cannabis oil in her bag as she was trying to leave, and was arrested, tried, and put into prison for like 10 years. Just recently, a prisoner exchange was made where she was returned to the U.S. in exchange for an arms dealer that went back to Russia. Okay, so what I wanted to find out is, how is she feeling right now? And intellectually, we could say she's probably relieved as heck, but let's see what the cards have to say with how she's feeling right now. And I'll bring it on down here. Okay, so Queen of Cups, she's keeping her emotions in check. She's trying not to show too much excitement or too much relief. It might be sinking in that she's finally home and she's glad to be home. Oh, okay, these are great cards. But underneath is the Ace of Cups. So with the Queen of Cups, this is keeping a lid on your emotions. This is, and it's a very emotional time for her. But underneath it, oh my God, she is so happy, overwhelmed. I would imagine sometime tonight when she's alone, she's going to be sobbing her eyes out because it's been an absolutely horrible experience. For what? Medically prescribed marijuana. Now, mind you, it is illegal in Russia, and you have to be cognizant of other countries' rules and laws that are different than our own. But in this case, this truly was a politically motivated arrest. Central underneath it is the Six of Cups. This is the nostalgic card. She just wants her life back. Her life has been interrupted for a couple of years now, or no, about a year, I guess, and she wants it back. She just wants to go back to the way things were. She wants to play basketball. She wants to be with her wife. She just wants to put this behind her. Underneath it also is the Ace of Wands and the Six of Wands. It took, a lot of effort by the United States government to get her released, and they were victorious in getting her released. And she's appreciative of that, and she just wants to get back to the way things were. Give her a little bit of time. This has been overwhelming for her, I can imagine, as well as her family. They'll be overjoyed and relieved. And who can blame them for that? Next, I'm going to throw on Paul Whelan. He's the Marine that's still being held prisoner by the Russians. And I want to find out how he's feeling, if he's aware of. If we assume that he's aware of her return to the United States, how he's reacting to it. Is he happy for her? Is it hopeful for him? Is he not happy for her? There's speculation that the Russian government and Putin did this trying to make political points. And I can certainly see that, because you can imagine how this is going to play. Many people are going to be relieved that this woman who was unjustly given a long prison sentence, effectively innocent of this. They could have just confiscated this stuff, fined her and deported her and sent her on her way. She would have been fine with that. But instead they arrested her and held her captive for a prisoner exchange. And now they can sell it to right-wing media that, they got the lesbian basketball player freed, but they couldn't get the U.S. Marine, the white guy that serves the military and has been accused of espionage. They couldn't get him free. So you can imagine the right-wing media is going to play that one up big time. Okay. So, and again, it's just a way to divide the country. That's all. That's all Putin wants to do, to divide the U.S., make it weaker. Okay, so Paul Whelan, how is he feeling right now? Okay, what do we have? Disappointment, huge amounts of disappointment. Just like, come on, he wants to be gone. through. So we have swords again. We've got the Six of Swords moving to calmer water. Eight of Wands, victory, and burden. Okay. Yeah, he's not doing so hot right now. Okay, so let me bring the laptop down here so you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, so the signifier card is the Ten of Swords. This is just, it's a card of disappointment. He's been stabbed in the back multiple times. Not literally stabbed in the back. It's not like the U.S. is stabbing him in the back, but it's just another disappointment. It's another setback that he has to deal with. Okay. Underneath it is the Eight of Wands, so things are happening quickly. In this case, women are celebrating and moving to calmer water. So I think in the case of Brittney Griner, the women are celebrating. The woman is free. She's getting to move to calmer waters, and it happened really quickly relative to his. He's been held captive since 2018, and she's been held captive since 2020, beginning of 2022. So she was not captive that long. It's not like it's first in, first out with prisoner exchanges. But underneath it, it's a huge burden to him. He's just tired. He's been carrying this burden, this hope of wanting to get free, and he's not free yet. And it doesn't look like there's any light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. So that's going to beg the question, what is the light at the end of the tunnel? What's going to happen for him to get free? How many spies are the U.S. going to have to arrest in order to trade for Paul Whelan? So let's go ahead and try and find out the answer. What's it going to take for Paul Whelan to get free? Hard situation, man. I would imagine if the Russian government gets overturned, he probably may be set free as part of a goodwill gesture from whoever takes over the power of Russia. And Putin's days are numbered. Russian leaders who go to war and don't succeed don't have a long career lifespan. It's not a very forgiving environment over there. He might accidentally fall out of a window, much like many other people who accidentally fall out of windows in Russia, but for entertainment purposes only, right? Until you're falling out of the window, then it's maybe not so entertaining, unless you miss the ground, that is. Douglas Adams referred to flying as throwing yourself at the ground and missing. So, okay, there's that. Okay, but enough about people being thrown out windows. Let's talk about what's it going to take for Paul Whelan to get out. What is the light at the end of the tunnel for him? Okay, let's look at his situation. Okay, got to keep battling. You want him to be free, you got to keep battling. In the past, he's been waiting for his ship to come in. He's looking for, waiting for the U.S. to keep fighting, to keep trying to free him. The current situation is the King of Pentacles, somebody with money. This could be, you might have to pay a bribe or a fine to get him out, or this could represent Putin, who is purportedly one of the richest men in the world, although he doesn't flaunt how much money he has. But when you've been running Russia and just stealing from it left, right, and center because of the kleptocracy, you're going to have a lot of money saved up. Okay, so that's what's the current situation, is dealing with the King of Pentacles. The overarching energy is the Two of Swords. This is about crossroads, a decision. You're going to go left, you're going to go right. Is it going to go free? Is it going to stay? So is the U.S. going to find somebody else to trade for him or not? That's kind of the energy. Now, the lesson to be learned, interestingly, is the Queen of Pentacles. So it might have something to do with there's a couple of ways this could be. If the U.S. were to nab a spy, it might be a female spy. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's very practical, very pragmatic. It could be a female ambassador or a woman that's in the negotiations to get him free. It could also be if you were to find charges against somebody who's very important to the Russian government, such that they're willing to do that trade. And you can't just trump up charges, but it has to be believable. But that's the lesson that needs to be learned, is you have to be, I guess that's the lesson. If we leave the genders out of it, maybe the U.S. has to be very pragmatic about what they're doing with this, which doesn't sound like he's going to be released anytime soon. But the outcome is the son. He will get free. I'm not sure of the timing. In terrorism, I'm not very good with timing, but he will be free. Absolutely, he will be. He's not going to die in prison. He's not going to be in there forever. And underneath it, oh, here we go. Underneath it is the Ten of Pentacles. This, you know what this is going to be? I was going to say the MP money. You know what it is? It's probably about easing some of the embargoes and the other financial penalties that are being levied on Russia. That's what Putin wants. He wants those financial penalties removed so that the Russian economy can recover. Because without it, he's powerless, and the oligarchs will be coming after him. So that's the conundrum. The U.S. has to keep fighting because Putin wants sanctions. He wants sanctions lifted, and I don't think the U.S. wants to do that because he's still in Ukraine. So probably what will happen is, if the war in Ukraine comes to an end, and there are some people who think it'll happen in the springtime, if a treaty is brought in there and the U.S. can help broker it, probably as a reward for brokering that treaty, they will release this man. Paul Whelan will be released at that point. So that's my prediction on that. Okay, entertainment purposes only. But thank you for watching. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I've got like 1 subscriber right now. Woohoo! Have no idea who that is, but you're first. Anyways, thank you very much and have a great night.